Music is something that's equally beautiful and mysterious. Listening to a specific song can make you feel a certain way or even take you back to a specific time in your life. It's like this portal, an emotional gateway tethering you to a simpler time. These days, I often find myself going back to the music of Adventure Time, a common practice for many fans of the series due to the potent emotions found within some of the show's most iconic tracks. These can range from the most upbeat, fun, and silly type of jingles to some truly grounded and tragic compositions. While there were great songs peppered throughout the show's 8-year run, some of the most personal for me come from the first 4 seasons. The reasoning for this has everything to do with where I was at during that time. While today I'm much more extroverted, enjoy meeting new people, and don't shy away from expressing myself, back in 2013 I was a much more shy and socially anxious middle schooler. It's not that people were mean to me, I just simply lacked the confidence to put myself out there. I had my own little group of friends, but I was pretty aware of my fears when it came to social interactions, so I often found a lot of solace during my time to myself. A lot of this time by myself was spent doing homework. I remember my social studies teacher in 7th grade would assign us to outline the latest chapter of our book every week. In retrospect, this wasn't all that much work, but for a 13-year-old, it'd take at least an hour to get it out of the way. I especially disliked these assignments because I wasn't a huge fan of reading and would often get distracted, spending way more time on these than I needed to. That was until one day. I was sitting in my basement at my computer, history textbook on the desk, pencil in hand, blank outline taunting me, when I had an epiphany. As I sat there, I began to hum a tune, and as I hummed that tune, I leaned forward and started scanning the pages of the book. Then all of a sudden I was putting my pencil to paper, and it wasn't until a few minutes went by that I sat back in my chair, kinda dazed and confused. What just happened? Was that music helping me focus? What even was that song I was just humming? I sat there, pondering those questions for a few moments until finally realizing where that tune had come from. I quickly pulled up YouTube on my computer and looked it up. It was a little song from an episode of Adventure Time, the one where Finn and Jake find and befriend the Jiggler.
Baby, I know what you need.
What's that?
You want your little baby socks for your little baby feet. Baby,
Yeah?
I know what you crave.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Want to poop your pants all day long. Will baby behave?
As the video came to an end and the screen went black, I could feel that a smile had planted itself on my face. Maybe that was what had caused the seemingly immediate shift in my workflow. I'd always seen these outlines as the bane of my week. I'd tried listening to music before, but it hadn't helped. It only seemed to distract me more. Something about the music from this show that I loved wasn't doing that. So I thought I'd test something. I went up to the search bar and looked up songs from Adventure Time, and the first video to show up at the top of the page was a 45-minute compilation of all the songs from the show. Well, all the songs in the show at that point in time anyway. And as soon as I turned it on, everything just clicked. My pencil was flying across the paper, and before I knew it, the outline was done. As I put it into my binder and slid my binder into my backpack, I realized that smile was still on my face, like it had never left. This became a weekly ritual for me. What was once the time I dreaded most in my week became a very vital time of solitude and comfort. But eventually, as all things do, that year came to an end, and that weekly ritual has since become a distant memory. I still listen to music from Adventure Time on a pretty regular basis. The show only continued to make great music in the years following, which have become welcome additions to my listening experience today. But as much as I enjoy putting my headphones in and playing those tunes, I can't help but think back to those simple moments doing homework in my parents' basement over 10 years ago. I've since gone back to YouTube on many occasions to try and find that original video, but I believe it's unfortunately been deleted, lost to time. I mean, of course I can listen to all of those songs, they're not lost media, but it's kinda sad that I can't directly relive it in the way that I listened to them back then. But I guess that's the beauty of memories. Even though you might not be able to experience them again directly, you can at least rest assured knowing that they happened.